Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Let's talk trading. November the 13th, the year 2017. Happy Monday. Highs and lows. Before I get into talking about highs and lows, I've got a quick question for you. Do you prefer these videos that I've been making, or do you prefer posting charts? Seems like a lot of people like the charts, but one forum was saying that I was spamming their forum, just trying to generate, clicks on my YouTube channel or some ridiculous stuff like that. So, I'd like a little feedback. Thanks. Okay, highs and lows. Every candle, every bar has a high and a low. And sometimes people will use those highs and lows of the previous candle for breakout trades, or maybe for the last 5 candles, the highest high, highest low. And then some people look at higher highs and higher lows to indicate prices going up, and some people look at lower lows and lower highs to indicate that price is going down. Useful tools. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, let's see. Yesterday, I think if I remember correctly, we were looking at the dollar yen, and I was discussing the open gaps and the buy zone trading, the weekly open crossover. So you can see here on the dollar yen, price went up, price went down, now price is going back up. So you had a couple opportunities there. Might be a little bit easier to see here using the 1 hour chart. You can see these swings. But we're really going to focus on highs and lows, so let's shift over here. So once again, previous day's high, there was a breakout, maybe good for 7 pips. Previous day low, no breakout. We can look at the pound dollar, previous day's low. You can see there was a really nice breakout there. In fact, you probably could pick up 68, 69, maybe 70 pips between the previous day's low, Friday's low, taking that breakout trade, or you could consider it crossed over. It's a horizontal line, and the price, that line will be the same, doesn't matter the time frame. And that's the beauty of the horizontal line, which I pretty much talk about that almost every video. So you can see here, that's what we can use, the idea of the highs and the lows. So you can see here's the daily high, here's today's daily low right now. Now, we also talked about, or I mentioned, higher highs and higher lows. So I've got a few of my indicators on here, multimeter, and a history showing higher highs, lower highs, higher lows, lower lows. So we could go back a few days here, or maybe we'll go back to the 3-ball. So 3-ball put in a higher high. It also put in a lower low on this candle. And then the next candle put in a lower high and a higher low. So it's like, what's going on? So right here, this candle here put in a higher high and a higher low. So you might think that price might be going up. And here, had you entered this trade, and this looks like it must have been a Friday, because there's a nice gap right there. That's a huge gap. Closed to open. So you might have thought, okay, maybe I should take and go long here, since we had these. We got 1, two higher lows. And here you had a higher high from the previous. But you got this 3-ball sitting up here from the old 3-level ZZ semaphore indicator that I modified. So this is saying, okay, here it is. So anything over here is a lower high compared to that 3-ball. So, you know, well, how do I trade it? It's like how, you know, it's like it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So how do I trade this? Using the information that I have. Well, it's kind of simple. This is the highest high, right? So from this point, once again, there's lower highs. But you can see here, this candle right here, price went up, but then price came down and broke through that low. So you have a lower low. And so now you have lower highs, you have a lower low. So that means price is headed this direction. I hope you can see that. Here's your highest high. And now here's a lower low. Right here at this point, at this level, when it broke it, it's saying it's a lower low. Price is going down. Now, you can stay in that trade until you have a higher high. Because you might have a lower high like right here, but you don't have a higher high. So once again, price is going down. But right here might have been the point you exited because you had a higher low and a higher high. So right here you had a higher low, but you didn't have a higher high. You see that? So this is the reference. You want to look for something to say, hey, I am now changing. I am now changing direction. So what happens here? Well, I'll go back a little bit here. This might have been your exit because you had a higher low and higher high, so you take your pips off the table. Or if you wanted, because maybe this 2-ball was here, I don't know. But you can see here you had a lower low, you had a lower high, but the following candle, you had a higher low. Then you had, when price broke here, it's like you say, maybe now it's time to enter the trade long. Higher low, higher high. And you can see here, if you take it this level right there, it was going up. But then right here, it made a lower low. Maybe right there, you exited the trade, because this is daily. But we can switch, maybe look at the hour chart, and you can see the same thing. See, it put in a 3-ball, higher low, broke out of that higher high. So maybe you stay in there. Now, if you stay in that trade and you wait for this lower low to happen, you're not making any pips. So right here, price failed to make a higher high, and it started coming down. Maybe you take some of the pips off the table. Maybe you take them all, because we had higher highs, higher lows, lower high. It's almost like game over. Because remember, you can always get back into the trade. Because see here, it made a lower low, lower high. But then right here, it made a higher low. Then it broke out. Right here, it did make a new lower low. So it broke out right here, broke that high. So you could be in the trade once again. And as you can see here, It's about the same level. It didn't break through. It started reversing. Once again, you could take your money off the table. People want to know, how do you trade? Or the other one is, it failed to make a higher high. Right here, it failed to make it. It tried, it didn't make it. So maybe when it got back to the open, you said, okay, I'm taking my pips off the table. And there would have been, you know, maybe 10 or so pips to take. But that's how you trade it. There's nothing, you know, really, what's the word? Complicated. It's not rocket science. It's just simple looking at the price, looking at the price action. Did price make a new high? Did price make a new low? Did it make a higher high or lower high? Did it make a higher low or lower low? So you can do that. And that's what this multimeter does across the time frames. And that's the TRO 2016 multimeter for the higher high, lower low, and higher low, lower high. I didn't put it all in one indicator. It was just easier to do it in two. Because sometimes you might want to put one of these on one chart and one on the other. One for entry, one for exit. Or you can use them on both. It's up to you. You're the trader. Let's see. And the higher high, lower low in the separate window. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not that difficult, and as usual, no squiggly line indicators were harmed in the making of this video. I like saying that. Anyway, fellow traders, I hope that helped. Seems like people who are responding, I guess I'm helping a few traders out there. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to ask. And as always, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. The Rumpled One signing off to go drain the banks.